Hello everybody, welcome to episode 35 of the Helluva Boss series, Sketcheleshious Monday. Hey, you there! I want to remind everybody that if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. And right now, YouTube says that over 90% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so it would really help, and with that... Hey, it's Joel, and welcome to episode 35 of the Helluva Boss series, Sketcheleshious Monday, where today I'm going to be hand-drawing a character that goes by the name of Stolas from the Vivziepop series, Helluva Boss. Now, I will link Vivziepop's channel as well as 2 episodes of Helluva Boss in the description if you want to check those out, just in case you haven't seen them, or if you want to re-watch them again, because if you have watched them, you know how good they are. But anyway, with that being said, in today's video, as I said, I'm going to be drawing Stolas, a character that has been featured in all 3 episodes of Helluva Boss, I believe. Maybe not episode 1, if I'm not mistaken, because of the context of that episode, but he's been featured quite a bit in the series so far, with all 3 episodes, technically including the pilot, and I really thought it would be a cool character to draw because of his character design, and since he is technically speaking a bird, and I don't draw a lot of birds, so I thought it'd be interesting to draw him out, because I don't usually draw a lot of characters with the character design that he has. So I have 2 reference pictures off to my side here for drawing some of the more detailed parts of him, like his hat and his uniform, and then I'll also be trying to draw a bit of him off of memory, so I'll be drawing him in his uniform that he's actually found in the pilot. So with that being said, enough of me talking, let's go ahead and get into a time-lapse speed draw and see how Stolas turns out in the end. And with that, here you are with Stolas from Helluva Boss. Now, I really do like how he came out. I've always thought that Stolas was a really cool-looking character, but there's particular parts of him that I had a really hard time drawing just because of how little source there is for certain parts of him. Like, his legs were the hardest part for me to draw, and in the time-lapse, you can actually see me redraw his legs from sort of like a crossed pose over to this, which was a lot more easily proportionate to draw without messing up, because when I drawn the crossed legs, they were kind of going way over here and making it look like he was going to fall over. But either way, I really do like how he came out, at least his head. I really think his head was one of the key parts of drawing him and making him look good. And I think I did a decent job at that, but as you can see, I had to set up sort of like a whack sort of extension to the paper here, so that I could actually draw his legs at least half proportionate to his body and his head. So I'll give you guys a brief rundown going from his hat all the way down to his legs. So here we've got his hat with the 2 little ends coming off to the side with his eyes, I guess you could say, and then you've got his main eyes here on his head. I don't really know what these serve a purpose for other than being there. I really don't know, but either way they look cool. And then you've got the crown on the front of his hat, which I've always thought looked cool as well. And then you've got the bits coming off the ends that blend into these little feather bits that come off to the side of his head, which in particular, this was actually 2 of the harder parts that I had to draw because I was trying to match this sort of area up to this side, and the same goes for his eye, and I just drew it too many times and messed it up, so I just had to settle for what I had. And then moving down, you've got these little feathery bits, or like these fur bits that come off of his cape or around his neck, and then as for his face, I just gave him a little smirk with the beak there, and then his eyes, I didn't really add much expression at all to those. And then as for the cape, you can see here, I really do like how the cape came out because the tethered ends and how it's all ripped up here. I really like how that came out. I don't really know why I like how it came out so much, but I think it turned out great. And then you've got the bits running up the sides here that sort of blend into that feathery bit that also sort of continues down past his little floof, I call it, there in the middle. And then you've got the buttons running across his torso there and then down into his legs, which, as I had said, I just simply decided to make him look like he was just standing straight up, which is something that I don't think he's ever done in a Helluva Boss episode. He's either laying down, talking to Blitz, or walking around, but you never get to see him head on like this, which is always a challenge because a lot of the characters that I draw, I've never seen head on like this, but I always draw them like that. And then as for his arms, I just drew one sort of up here waving, and then the other one, his arms are too long for me to just stick one hand behind his back, which is what I usually do. So I just simply sort of drew it so that his hand was on his waist, and it actually, well, it seems like he's not doing that because his waist, you can still see the line here. So his hand is just sort of floating next to him. But either way, I really think that he turned out decent, other than his feet, because his feet and his legs really were a hard part for me to draw. But other than that, I was Joel Homie, and if you guys enjoyed today's video,